Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal has posited that government's no-show is a deliberate attempt to prevent the committee from examining the expenditure some 3 months after the government attained office in 2020, where it was discovered that billions of dollars were spent on capital projects. During a telephone conversation on Monday, Mahipal shared that representatives from the government side of the Public Accounts Committee have been absent from the meetings 3 times in total. He added that through a motion filed by the government in April of this year, the administration seemingly dictates when the PAC's meetings are to be held. The Member of Parliament said that he strongly suspects that the Ali-led administration is going at length to avoid scrutiny.
I was saying that all the capital spending for 2020 was done by the People's Progressive Party in the months of October, November and December. And there are some startling findings by the Auditor General, and I think that PPP does not want us to examine those findings and for us not to examine the manner in which they are administering the finances of this country. There is clearly a lack of accountability and transparency on their side.
The Public Accounts Committee is currently examining the 2019-2020 expenditure from the public purse. On Wednesday, April 13, 2022, a motion which was passed in the National Assembly endorsed an increase of the quorum of the Public Accounts Committee from 3 to 5 members. Before the passage of this motion, a quorum was any 3 members of the committee, and this existed since 1963. A quorum now requires 5 members, 2 representing the government, 2 representing the opposition, and the chairperson. During the debate of the motion for the change, opposition had argued that the move meant that the government members could stop the work of the PAC at any time by not showing up. Government Chief Whip Gil Teixeira, in a recent correspondence dispatched to Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee Jermaine Figuera, called on the opposition to cease the combined examination of the yearly audit reports for the years 2019 and 2020. In her letter, Minister Teixeira reminded that after the December 21, 2018 passage of the no-confidence motion against the then administration, the coalition regime was a caretaker government, as determined by Ghana's apex court, the Caribbean Court of Justice, in its June 2019 ruling. She further outlined that the opposition in past regime was in breach of the Constitution, which mandated the holding of elections within 3 months after the passage of the no-confidence motion, among other reasons. Mahipal opined that the basis on which Teixeira has asked for the discontinuation of the merged examination of the reports are irrelevant to the committee.
All of those things have nothing to do with the Public Accounts Committee. The Public Accounts Committee deliberate and scrutinize the findings of the Auditor General. And the Auditor General brings out a report on his findings. And that report for 2019 and 2020 is before the House. No part of our examination has to do with when elections were held and who was spending and who wasn't spending. It has to do with the manner in which the spending occurred.
In response to Teixeira's request, Figuera indicated in a letter that the reasons she highlighted were merely political in nature. Temika Rodney reporting for the HGP Nightly News.